Hello and welcome to this playthrough of D-Day Dice 2nd edition. I'm going to be using the 5th battle map from the base game, Pointe Du Hoc, which I'll probably pronounce wrong, and I'm going to be playing as France. It's the first map that introduces climbing sectors, which require you to have 4 skulls in your final tally to be able to advance. And this map actually has a nice little safe spot, which is specific to this map, where if you fail your climb in sectors 9 or 10, you can retreat here, provided you haven't visited this sector before, and then you can try again through the other side by advancing and spending courage as normal. I have a few of the expansions, and the modules I'm using in this playthrough are Servicemen, which can be obtained via a special find RWB instead of the choices written on the card. And I've also added in the items and awards that use the gold dice and the supply dice. So other than that, there's no other modules being used from the expansions. For the scenario setup, I have chosen the grappling hook as the special item, which should help me with climbing later on, because it lets me add a skull of any colour to my final tally. And I've chosen to start in Sector 1 with 4 soldiers. So without further ado, let's get rolling. So let's get rolling for phase 1. Okay, well, we've got, let's have a look. We have to lock 2. I think I'm going to lock these 2 stars and re-roll everything else. Ooh, I'm definitely going to lock those. See if I can get a star or a double soldier. No. So no RWB this turn. So we're just going to add what we've got. So that's 5 soldiers, takes us up to 9. A courage and 2 stars. That was phase 2. Phase 3 is just our unit marker. And then we get to rally a specialist or get an award or get an item. And I think straight away I'm going to get the corporal on the basis that I need a corporal to enter here. So if I'm going to come down this side here, I have to have a corporal. And it lets me re-roll 1 die in my final tally, which is always useful. So we're going to spend those 2 stars to get him. We're not going to move, we're going to stay here. And the combat value is 3. So we're going to go down to 6 soldiers. And we're going to roll again. Going to save those 2, lock those 2 and re-roll everything. Perfect. We've got our RWB there. And I'm going to save that and re-roll these 2. And I can re-roll 1 die in my final tally, and I think I will. I am going to re-roll this. It wasn't locked, it was just saved. And just on the hope I get a soldier. No, it's a skull, but it only cancels out 1 soldier, so it's not the end of the world. RWB, then, we'll deal with that first. So fresh troops for France is gain 6 soldiers. So that takes us up to 12. Then we gain 2, 4, 6, 7 soldiers. Takes us up to 19. And that's it for that turn. We don't gain anything else. We've got nothing to spend points. No points to spend, rather. We're going to adjust our movement marker. And we can stay here for 1 more turn. And I think I will. And that's going to do, again, 3 damage to me and my unit. So I'm going to lose 3 troops, 16. So I'd really like to get some item points if I could moving forward. And we could do with more courage, although we do have 1, which is enough to advance next turn, but more would be better. So I'm actually going to save these 2 stars. Lock them, rather, because you have to lock 2 dice. Perfect. Got that there. I'm going to save that and roll these. Okay, and I've got the corporal, so I can re-roll 1 die in my final tally, which is still a skull. So I'll use that to cancel that. RWB for the 3 stars. Leadership. Add 1 blue result of your choice to your final tally. which can trigger another RWB, or can gain 6 item points. So I think I'm going to gain 6 item points. And 3 stars. And 1 courage. Just unit marker, which means we have to move this turn. But before we do, we can buy an item. And I'm just going to grab this grappling hook, because we're going to need it later on, for 5 item points. So that takes us down to 1. And we're going to move. And I think, yes, I'm going to move into here. So it costs 1 courage to advance. And combat is going to do 6 casualties, which takes us down to 10. So we can do this on new troops. Oh, we've got the 3 stars, so we could have perhaps recruited somebody, but we'll do that next turn. Okay, so phase 1, roll the dice. We've got another RWB with the stars, and I'm going to keep them. And then I'm going to re-roll these 3. I'll save the soldier and re-roll these 2. And that's the same. I could re-roll 1 in my final tally, but I don't want to risk. I've got enough soldiers to survive here. So I am going to keep that, which gives us an RWB here, which is the same as before. So I can add 1 blue result of my choice, or I can gain 6 item points. So I'm going to gain 6 item points. Then I'm going to cash in these stars. So I've got 1 for being on this space, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that takes us up to 8. So we can definitely do some recruitment this turn. 1 soldier, every little helps, and 1 item point. So we'll adjust our unit marker and let's have a look. Have we got any items that would be useful for 8? We're going to want to use this mine detector. So I think I'm going to buy that for 7, because we're going to want that when we get to those mines. So that takes us down to 1, and we can also recruit 1 specialist this turn. And the Grenadier is brilliant because it lets me sacrifice him to permanently silence machine gun fire in my sector. I could use him here so that I'm only taking 4 damage each turn that I'm trying to climb and not rolling 2d6. However, I think what I am going to get this turn is, this is a special large version that came in one of the expansions, but it's the same card as the regular one. It's the Lieutenant, which says, when rallied, roll 6 RWB dice and place them on this card. We'll do that. 2 blues there. That was a soldier. Soldier. Item. Could have done with some skulls there. And then each phase 1, I may swap 1 die from my final tally with 1 from this card. And at the end of phase 2, I need to swap back the original die and discard the one I took from this card so that I don't mess up my colour balance of 2 of each colour. So he is really useful for getting RWBs. So he cost me 4 stars. And we'll go straight to combat because we're not going to move. And that is 6. So it takes us down to 5. So we definitely need troops this turn. And we've got some to help us there. Not if we don't roll any at all though. However, we have got this RWB, which I'm going to have to save. The battle cry reward is gain 3 soldiers or the battle cry move. So yeah, we will save these and we will re-roll these. That's terrible. Re-roll again. Better, but not what I needed. Okay, oh, I can re-roll 1 die in my final tally, but not lock die. I'm thinking re-roll this and just try and get a soldier. No, but it's 2 soldiers, so it's helpful. So this is my final tally. RWB. So we can either use the battle cry, which is to move without spending courage, and you can ignore all requirements, but I've got that requirement anyway, or gain 3 soldiers. So you know what, I'm just going to gain 3 soldiers. Then I'm going to take the 3 courage, the extra 3 soldiers here, takes us up to 11, and we've got 1 star. We'll move our unit marker. 1 item point is not going to get us anything, but 5 stars definitely will. I haven't got any of the unique ones that you're only allowed 1 each of, so I could take the Grenadier, I think I'm pronouncing that right, or the Grenadier, or about these guys, Pathfinder every time you move, gain 3 every time you advance. That's worth a few soldiers. Medic is good. I'm going to take the Grenadier, 4 stars. So that takes it down to 1. And I'll be able to sacrifice him to permanently silence machine gun fire, which we'll do later. Do I want to move now? I think not. I've got 1 more turn here, and I'm going to stay here for this last turn, just to try and get some more soldiers. So combat is 6. Okay, it takes us down to 5 soldiers. We have to get soldiers this turn. There's 1. Which other die are we going to lock? I think we'll lock this red star. I'm going to re-roll everything because I need soldiers. Good, that's enough. Save these and use the corporal to re-roll a die in my final tally. Okay, so using the lieutenant, I can swap one of these for one of these. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to swap out one of these stars. So this will come back to me at the end of the turn and this will be discarded. So that gives us our RWB of reinforcements, which is an amazing 8 soldiers in total, which is really good because it's 5 soldiers to your unit, 3 to another unit. In solo, that is you. So that's 8 soldiers. That takes us up to 13. That's the RWB. Then I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 soldiers anyway. So that's 20 and just 1 star. Excellent. I'm going to adjust the unit marker. I'm going to take this die and discard it and bring back my original die. Rally a specialist. I could get someone for 2, but I'm going to leave it for now. And we have to move, so let's move. It's a stay 1 turn zone, so set our die to that to remind us. Spend the 2 courage to advance. And then combat is going to be 6 plus whatever we roll on the d6 in our dice tower. And it's a 6. So it's going to be 12. So it takes us down to 8. Takes us down to 8 soldiers. Okay, let's go again. We need 1 more courage to be able to advance. I think we'll lock these 2 soldiers and save that. Re-roll all those. Pretty much the same thing. That's quite good actually. I can use the battle cry then. We'll leave that then. Leave that. Re-roll 1 die in our final tally. I'll do that. Okay. Do I want to trade it for anything? No, I don't think I do. So RWB, I'm going to do battle cry, which is if you move this turn, ignore all requirements of the new sector, and if advancing, don't spend courage to enter. Landmines still apply. So we'll set our die to battle cry to show that we are going to use that. Then we gain 3 courage. 3 soldiers, and a star. Don't need to adjust unit marker because I've already done that. Let's have a look if there's anyone for 3 stars that could help us out. We can't get any of these guys because you can only have 1. Have as many of these as you like. We still haven't got the one of the reserve specialists, so we could get, I'm thinking, the Beachmaster. Just to keep, we should have got him earlier though if we were going to get him. Or what about the Scout? What about the Scout? Which lets us add 1 tool result to our final tally. So we could start trying to build up some items to help us out with the bunkers, torpedoes and the like. Let's take the Scout. So he's going to cost us 2 stars, takes us down to 1. Movement, we are battle crying, so we don't have to spend courage. Landmines still apply, so we need to discard our mine detector to ignore landmines this turn. We come into here. Now I'm going to sacrifice my Grenadier to permanently silence machine gun fire in my sector, not a bunker. So those 2 have been wiped out now for the 3 turns that I stay here or less. I don't have to roll 2d6, which is going to make a huge difference. And combat then is literally going to be 4 soldiers, so that just takes us down to 7 soldiers, and we've still got 5 courage because we didn't have to spend any with our battle cry to advance. So now we're in the climbing sector, so our final tally must include 4 skulls in order for us to climb and advance up to here. If they're part of the RWB, they don't cancel any of the dice. But if they're not part of the RWB, they do cancel dice. So we really need to try and be careful. We can add 1 of any colour to our final tally with our grappling hook, which might help us get a Dead Man's Gift RWB. Okay. I believe we don't have to lock, in climbing sectors, to make it easy, you don't have to lock any dice. You don't have to lock 2 dice in the first roll. So I am just going to save that and re-roll everything. Just going to go for it and just see if I can get out there this first turn, even though I'm wondering, should I have stayed here deliberately for a couple more turns, but I think you need to, if you can, go for it. So let's take that and re-roll these. Yeah, fair enough. Whoops, knocked that over. I think that was that. So Corporal, re-roll die in my final tally. So that gives us nothing of use because we can get our RWB Dead Man's Gift by using a grappling hook, but that won't be 4. That's not 4 skulls. That's not going to get us climbed up this steep cliff. So I think we're just going to have to let these 2 cancel the star and the soldier, or we could swap 1 actually for something. Bear in mind we've got the Scout, which adds 1, so I think that's what I'll do. I think I will swap this one for this one. We can just discard that because it's the same colour. So that doesn't discard that anymore. That cancels that. And we're now at 5 extra soldiers, which takes us up to 12. And we've got 1, 2, which according to our chart gives us 3 item points. And the star's cancelled. Okay, so 2, we're going to have another crack at it. There's nothing else I can really buy, so we'll just go straight to combat, which is 4. So that takes us down to 8. Roll the dice, let's get some skulls. That's better. So we've got 2 skulls there. We need 1 more skull because we've got our grappling hook. I would say, to be fair, they're both, you could argue that's cocked, but the way it's sort of, I'm not really going to treat it like that because I am a cheat. So we're going to take those. Do we only want one of them though anyway, because we're going to add the white one with the grappling hook, and anything else is just going to cancel it out. So let's re-roll these three, and we've got that. So let's spend our grappling hook to add the white skull here to my final tally, which gives us, we'll just cancel that with that. That gives us an RWB of Dead Man's Gift, which is 15 item points, and these skulls don't cancel any dice. So that's 19. This one does, we've cancelled with that, and we've just got 3 soldiers. Takes us up to 11. Which is, I just realised it's going to be a problem if we don't do anything. Because if we're going to move, which of course we want to, now we've got our climbing, this is going to do 15 damage to us. So we are going to have to do something with the items. So let's have a look. I don't think I moved my unit marker, but it doesn't matter because we're moving anyway. We need something, reduce the, I'm 1 item point short. Oh, I'm not 1 item point short. Add that to your final tally. 1 item point. How perfect is that? That gives us 20, which means we can get the torpedo for 20. So we'll spend everything, and it reduces the defense of our sector, not the bunker, to 0. Perfect. So move, we are going to climb. It costs us 4 to advance, which takes us down to only 1 courage. We've got our skulls, so that was all fine. This means, I'm not sure what this means actually. I thought I knew what it meant, but I'm not sure now. Roll only 5 dice here. As long as you are here, you roll 1 die less in phase 1, but you must still lock 2. And you can pick a different colour on each turn if you want. Okay. We're not at that stage yet though. So combat, we're going to spend our torpedo to reduce the defence to 0. And that only lasts for 1 turn though, so no casualties. So we're going to roll our dice, and we need to lose 1. I've got 2 white here, so I'm going to lose this one. And we need so much stuff really. We need a miracle. We certainly don't want these skulls. We'll lock these 2. Try and buy some items. 4 soldiers. I think I might take those. That's not going to get me an RWB though. Still, I'm going to do it. I'm going to save it. We've used our grappling hook. Yes, I'm going to save that. So no RWB, but we've got, with the scout, 4 of these, which gives us 12 item points. Might be able to buy something to help us there. 4 soldiers, which takes us to 15. Move our unit marker. Just looking how much, yeah, oh okay, it doesn't cost me any courage to move into here, but it's kind of worse because of I don't want to move into here until I have to. 15 soldiers, I can afford to lose all 15, I'd still be in the game because of these guys count as troops. But it'd be nice if I could get 2 soldiers for the walkie-talkie for 5. The flamethrower is going to be for later. Prevent machine gun fire for 1 turn. Field radio, 5 soldiers. That's got my name on it. So I'm going to buy that. It's going to use all my item points, and it's going to take me up to 20 soldiers. We're not going to move, but we are going to come straight back down now to 5 soldiers because of the 15. We're still rolling these dice, and we're still going to leave the white one sacrificed. I think I'm going to save these 2, although I need soldiers, don't I? I need soldiers, but I also need courage. I think I need soldiers more, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to re-roll again. Just pure gambling at this point. But that's okay, because we can swap this for this with the lieutenant, and that gives us reinforcements RWB, which is add 8 soldiers. Takes us up to, from 5 to 8 is 13. We've got 1 courage and 2 item points, two item symbols, which gives us 3 item points. Nothing of use just yet. Then we add our 3 soldiers, because we only added our base bonus ones, not the actual. So that's cool. So we'll get rid of this one and bring this one back. We'll adjust our unit marker. Yeah, we can't afford to move this turn. We're going to have to stay here and hope for some really good results. So we're not going to buy anything. We're going to take 15 casualties. It takes us all the way down to 1. So we just need soldiers this turn. Oh, I've got all these item points. I could... No, they're not going to help me though, are they? Survive this. Walkie-talkie is going to get me 2. Subtract 10 from your bunker. No good right now. Prevent machine gun fire for 1 turn. So I'm just going to have to... Oh, I have to save 2. I have to lock 2. Let's lock a star. And that. Okay, so we've got a star. Leadership RWB. We need copious amounts of soldiers. But I could probably buy recruit somebody that would help. So let's save that. So the RWB for leadership is add 1 blue result. No, we don't want that. So gain 6 item points. So that takes us up to 9. Plus we've got these 3 item points. So that takes us up to 12. Then we're getting 3 stars, which puts us on 4. 1 courage. No soldiers. Oh dear. But just unit marker, we have to move. Let's have a look. Is there a specialist that can save us? Yeah, subtract 5 from the defense of your bunker. No. Sacrifice to stay an extra turn. No. Gain a soldier every time you move. No. Sacrifice to prevent the loss of up to 6 soldiers. That's not going to be enough. Lose 1 less per phase. No, nothing's going to help me. I mean, obviously, I'll just buy that one anyway. I'll buy the paratrooper for 2 stars. I'll buy the walkie-talkie for 5 item points. It's down to 7. I'm going to move into here. And let's see what we're taking. So we're taking MGF, which is 5. So we're taking 20. So I can sacrifice, I would have 2 sold, that's 8. 9, we're dead. So we didn't make it. We didn't make it. We managed to climb, but we just didn't have enough soldiers en route to make it into that final bunker. So thank you for watching. I might do another playthrough of this, maybe with a different country, see if I can have a more successful outcome. Thanks for watching.